What's good, YouTube? Dom, Statement Sports Cards here, back with another video. Hope you're all doing well. For those of you that did not catch my latest video on this channel, like 3 weeks ago now, just know your boy had been going through some things. That's why I haven't been as active. You haven't been seeing as much of me, hearing as much from me in the YouTube community the last couple months. But thankfully, with the Lord's help, that situation, I'm on the other side of it. First and foremost, the car situation was taking up a ton of my free time outside of work. I was researching what makes and models are better than others, which ones have really bad issues. Looking up listings, saving listings, reaching out to dealers, trying to set up test drives, and all these annoying things in the used car process. Finally, have kind of put a closing chapter on that. Old car out, new car in. It's been driving great. I'm very thankful and happy that it worked out that way. Bank account can start to recover. I can start to spend my free time on things that I actually enjoy, which, spring is here. The days are starting to get longer, starting to get warmer out, trying to, soak up some sun, get outside in nature. And also baseball's back. That's what spring signifies to me. Been listening to games on the radio, catching a few on TV. I'm planning on catching a few in person at the ballpark in the next couple weeks, and bringing you my takes and analysis on what's going on in the overarching Major League Baseball season over on the Solo Shot Sports podcast every Solo Shot Saturday. So I'll leave a link in the description to that channel below. Really help with the support, whether you're someone that is really into the game of baseball like me, or someone who, used to be into it more, or doesn't have the time to be as into it now as they used to be. I'm in the 20 to 40 minute range. That's my average per episode. I'm as quick hitting as I can be. I give you my analysis on different aspects, major takeaways from the week in Major League Baseball, as well as for those of you that are a fan of the history, I throw it back down the third base line to an event that happened on the day in Major League history. So I have some old with the new, and I hope that those of you that have been supporting it continue to, and those of you that forgot about it or just hearing about it for the first time, go and check it out and continue to build what I'm building over there. This year's set design is especially hobby forward, so I hope that all of you enjoyed that nonetheless. Because I have a overflowing watch later of videos, there's so much content that I have to catch up on. There's so much more that I'm gonna have to add to it because Strongsville this weekend. So for those of you that are going to Strongsville, first off, safe travels, my friends. I hope you get there and back safely. Secondly, record. And I'm not just talking your pickup videos. That's gonna be awesome. But I want to see the show floor. I want to see the Friday night get together. I want to see the Four Collectors trade night. I want to feel like I'm there, like the National is covered. I want people to make the efforts to do that. It's a show that I'd like to attend in the future this year because of those things that I talked about at the beginning of the episode. Did not be in the cards this year. Hope to get to it in a future year. But an amazing show, all vintage, a ton of great collectors going. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I can't wait to live vicariously through all those videos. So make sure you record if you are going to Strongsville, Ohio this weekend. But now I'm catching up on videos. I want to get back out there, and a video that stuck to me that I listened to recently was your friend and mine, Lou, over at Lou Rock TV, who was talking about the concept of, are you content with your hobby collection? Now, Lou had a not so shocking kind of answer. He quickly said, no, I want it all, which I think a lot of us understand that. I talk about all the time. These are all wants at the end of the day. Even in a set where you need a card to complete it, it's not really a need. You want to complete the set. So that's why you're spending all the money on the commons and checking those boxes and getting the percentage up. But if in this time that I wasn't buying over the last couple months, I took some time in my limited hobby time to just look at my collection, look through my cards, appreciate what I have. And, if I could go back and tell, myself, 11, 12 years ago when I first started getting into vintage cards, that when, you're 25 years old, that you'd have, these cards, this collection, I wouldn't just be content. I would be thrilled. You know, it's very easy to get caught up in the moment, especially in the YouTube community, seeing all the pickups and the newness and everything. Uh, but take the time to appreciate and look through your cards. I know that's why a lot of people say that they, need to display their cards so they can look at them all the time and they don't sit in boxes. But to me, it's just taking the time to appreciate what we have, see how far our collection has came, not just year to year, but over the course of 5 years, like my buddy Adam Vintage Sanctuary, or decades, like some of us have been collecting. Rome wasn't built in a day. My buddy Jake over Legends Never Die talks about how it's a lifetime goal, a lifetime process, the hobby. That's how he views it. And while he's a little bit more completion mindset, I'm a little bit more all over the place. We both shared that aspect of, God willing, we have time. It's all gravy. We don't know what we're going to pick up next, but it will go towards the greater collection and we'll have fun doing it. So that's more so where I sit with it. Obviously, there's so many more cards that I want to pick up, so many more cards that I'm going to learn about and then want to pick up, or pick up and then learn about. Sometimes it goes the other way. But I think that perspective is just super, super important. If you're in the moment, you're always thinking about that next thing. But if you take a step back, whether you financially have to, like I did, or you just take some time, a week away from eBay, auction houses, etc., look through your collection, stuff that you haven't looked at in quite a while, and just appreciate, wow, I have this, or wow, I didn't notice this about this card, or reading the backs of the cards. I love the backs of the cards. I know a lot of people don't even show them in their videos. I love reading the backs of cards. It's such a beautiful hobby we have. And, while I know that this isn't, going to be the end of my collection, I hope to add more over the years. I'm very, very content and happy with the collection that I've built up to this point in my life. And I had a live stream very early into my YouTube life over on James Elite Hunter's channel with Adam Vintage Sanctuary and John Mangini. And John was talking about, just think about how far your collection has came in the last 10 years and try to think ahead to 10 more, a couple years into that next decade. And it's just really fun to not know what's next, but to know that over time, even if there's periods where I don't buy for various reasons, that my collection will grow, and it'll grow in ways that I expect to and ways that I don't expect it to, and it'll just be more to appreciate, more to love, more to show off here on YouTube and to my friends here in the sports card community. My budget has opened up, and I was just looking, but there was one card that's been on my eBay watch list for a long time. And over the last couple months, between Christmas when my budget was tapped out and the months where I couldn't buy anything because of my car, there was a bunch of things that I really would have loved to have that ended up selling. That happens. You can't buy it all, not with my budget at least. But there was one card that I just couldn't believe it was still there. And I was like, okay, I finally have, a little bit of a budget. I'm going to pick up a card. And I'm really, really thrilled to share this with you. This is a card that I don't think really gets talked about much at all. And it's the 1965 Cons Wieners Louis Tiant rookie. So Louis Tiant, I know he played in 1964 with the Cleveland Indians. He has a 1964 Topps Rookie Banquet card. That's his only 64 issue, but his, rookie card to most people is his 1965 Topps. And he's not just in the base Topps set, but he's in the Topps transfer set. He has a few team issue photographs, and he has this Cons Wiener, which is a PSA Pop 34. Louis Tiant is one of the best big game pitchers outside of the Hall of Fame. He's someone that I think truly deserved to be in the Hall of Fame. I was very upset when he passed away a couple months before they made the Classic Era ballot. Then he didn't get the support on the Classic Era ballot. He's one of the best pitchers outside the Hall of Fame, point blank period. And he's a guy that I expect to be a future Hall of Famer someday. So to get his 1965 Cons Wiener. Here's the back of the card, the Wiener of the World Awaited. To get this rookie card, Cons, which is way rarer than his Topps rookie. Beautiful color on these 65s too. I was absolutely thrilled to have the opportunity to pick one of these up. It's a low pop PSA card. It's an oddball rookie. It checks a lot of boxes. He played for the Red Sox and was a big part of their success in the 70s. I was really, really happy to get something off my eBay watch list that I had eyes on for a long time. Sent a seller an offer that I thought was fair for the card. Ended up accepting it. Was very, very happy to make my first, real pickup since I got back into the hobby post my car situation. So happy to share that with you. Hope you enjoyed my thoughts. Hope you enjoyed seeing me in a more positive tone than I was in the last video. And I got some other things cooking. We got some Cracking Cooperstown recording dates scheduled. Hoping to hop on some live streams in the next couple weeks. Hop in the ballpark, and whether it be VRs or just reacting to things that I see and hear throughout catching up on my watch later. Come here with some hobby thoughts, share some older things from my collection that I've appreciated more so over the last couple months. I hope you guys are here to continue to enjoy that journey with me as I approach 26 years old and the second quarter century of my life. Appreciate each and every one of you. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week and a blessed Palm Sunday. Safe travel to Strongsville. Catch you guys next time.